Hello and welcome to Acapella Adventures, episode 0107, making tiny bites of... That explains that. Making tiny bites of solo actual play for our entertainment. I'm using this half to make sure that the ideas in the Meroch universe and Ormegarten Module, a fantasy setting built with the 3D10 system, work. Two things, and one, I'm still filming in the Cave of Wonders, this being a weekend, trying not to disturb my brother-in-law or other family members. And the other thing is, I've discovered a weakness in my team design. I have a couple of choices. So, in the Chrome system, what goes on is that you have two different groups of people, okay? Well, I take it back. You've got multiple ways to deal with an adventure. However, every fight starts with an attempted ambush, if possible. Or, whatever. If the situation evolves before... If people are playing in this combat situation, the other people aren't, it's an ambush. If a situation deteriorates into combat, that's a different situation. But there's also situations where it's just like, it's going to be a fight, so it's a display of power threat thing going on. And I see that happening a lot in dungeons. I think it's going to happen in most of the dungeons. Until they get to the point where they can, either communicate via language chips, which is a possibility, or they can find something else to do stuff with. So they either need a translator, and the guy they're planning to have translate die. And it would be nice if they had a way to intimidate people, okay? I looked over the characters. I think I made a key mistake with Wyesley when I built him. All right, so I chose him to be an assassin smuggler. Probably should have gone assassin gangster. And I understand that, gangsters like, well, why is he a gangster? Well, because that's the people who, are gang members. And it makes potential sense with his background. I can either do this in media or out media. I got a bunch of choices, but it's like, I'm going to have the problem of the monsters will win these fights because the team wasn't built properly for the game system. I should have chosen somebody who could learn how to intimidate other people so that way they can get the combat benefits of being very intimidating. I'm going to modify Wyesley. I like where Igor is, Sentinel, Thief, Good Calling, Mac, Spirit Mystic Tech. Wyesley, he was originally just a straight up thief, so it makes sense for him to be a gangster something. And he was intended to be eventually one of my fellow players, Wayne. One of his subordinates he would get from being a thief in AD&D, which is essentially Wayne building a gang in the system as a subsystem for AD&D. That's what happens. I was seeding the campaign for them to get up to 9th level, and they never did. That also explains the Woodsman was a seed for a future character for Suzanne to have the leader of the troops that showed up to support her. Okay, thinking ahead as a GM, putting these NPCs in before the game starts. That's what I was doing. That's the whole point. I could have even made Igor one of his fellow buddies to lead his gang if he was interested in it. So, where are we at? They validated themselves with a keep. They won the fight. I'm going to redesign Wyesley. And let's see something else interesting. So, they know that there is they're going to set it up to where they're going to fight with 6 more Scapkin. And that's the whole problem I'm coming up with, is that every single band of monsters is going to have the whole I have advantage because of home defense. Superior firepower applies to my PCs, okay? They've got better weapons and equipment, especially with a Mimic Sword. Theoretically, one of the options would be to make the Mimic Sword the intimidator of the group. I feel like it's putting a lot of power in an NPC's hands. It's not quite so happy. And I don't think I've been 100% happy with... I mean, being a smuggler makes sense, but I don't think I've been happy with the design of the smuggler for Wyesley. So, I'll have to go back and rebuild. Because it's an avenue, honestly, none of these characters are prepared to explore, and I should have them explore that, right? I mean, I didn't realize that when I built the characters, that they were going to have such a gaping big hole. And it's an important thing to recognize, you know, where are the advantages and disadvantages of the system when, basically, I don't know. Having a big chip is an option. You can certainly be very intimidating with a chip. Maybe turning on both of your, like a personality chip and the personality chip gives you the cool bonus, and then you throw on that intimidation chip, and you've got a very powerful combination of abilities. I could buy that as a chip. Not happy with that situation either. But it's a solution I think my character is going to look into at the level for my games I'm playing in person with the creator of the game, you know, Wayne. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. This isn't exciting adventure stuff, but it's part of the whole playtesting thing, right? Feedback. There's a big hole. Didn't know there was a big hole. Gotta fix it. Otherwise, they can't explore and develop those elements either. And they're going to be a hindrance. They're going to be a penalty. I didn't realize that. But you need to have a strong charisma, power level character to do this. So, talk to you later. Have fun. Bye-bye.